Today on Birds of Play, we have a recap show of E3. So we're going to be going through every single conference, telling you who won E3 this year. This is Birds of Play. Hello.
Oh.
Welcome.
Hey,
We're not ready.
everybody.
We're not ready. You're not ready.
Who won E3? Not the player.
Wow. My name is Logan Anstead. Today I'm joined by
John Starchrome.
and
Alex Torres Perez.
all right, so
Let's go through it.
let's go through it in order of conference. Let's start with Electronic Arts.
Nintendo.
fellas.
That was the last one. That's the joke. All right, EA.
We're still working on our sleep.
What did we see at EA? What was the big things at EA?
Oh, we saw
Tell us.
a very stale, horrible
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit.
It wasn't the worst conference.
It wasn't the
by far.
worst.
I mean-
But it
At
had
least not the
some-
worst one they've done.
It had oh no for sure. It's
Yeah.
one of the best EA's ever done, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
No Danger Zone, Garden Warfare.
Danger
Highway to the cringe zone.
I'm not
so
getting any of these jokes.
yeah, past E3s have been a mess.
Watch Top Gun.
But Star Wars Battlefront, we saw for
Yes.
30 minutes. That was a big thing. Glad
Yeah.
they did
Lot,
that.
yeah.
What did we think of the full reveal of the multiplayer there?
I really liked
It's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, like the map looked really nice. The way they played was really nice. I mean,
I like the hero mode system. I like the hero mode. That's nice.
Returning back to how
Yeah.
it used to be.
Now it's just like points that you earn through regular combat and objectives and crap.
No picking up random stuff that's dotted along
And also
the map.
apparently, vehicles were a part of that too. So it's not
Yes.
just random vehicles on the field, which is
So
nice.
so no more of that Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1 stuff. It's so weird to say Battlefront 1 and Star Wars Battlefront 2
'Cause
we
there
had
was
Battlefront
others
1
before.
and Battlefront 2, but
Yeah.
the newer Battlefront had a pickup system in which everyone kind of just waited for a pickup despite what level they were. So you had a bunch of kids camping on the same vehicles or the same heroes. Now we have a system
It's
that
a point
is
system.
Yeah.
you get it as you progress during the game, or as you do well in the game, you get a certain number of credits, and that'll get you a certain vehicle or character to play
Yeah.
as. So that was very optimistic. Before the Cringe Fest started, the Need for Speed stuff I thought looked really good.
Yes.
And then they brought out Jesse Wellens, and there's a rumor that like his teleprompter didn't work or something. I don't really know how to judge that situation, but I thought Need for Speed Payback looks a lot like Fast and Furious.
it looked really good.
That was the one with the boats, right? Or is that the different
No,
one?
that's the one
That's
where.
the crew.
Oh.
Yeah,
So this one
like
didn't have boats in it?
No, it's
no,
not.
no.
John.
I don't pay attention when racing games
Boats
come
and
on.
airplanes. And
Yeah. I don't pay attention when racing games come on.
No, but it's going to be interesting, though, you bring that up to see that competition later this year. Because you're going to have the crew, which has all this stuff. But Need for Speed maybe refining the craft of just the driving thing. So maybe we'll have a quantity versus quality kind of battle there. But the crew, too, still could do all of that in a very high
is Need for Speed
capacity.
when the Porsche came out?
No,
Yeah.
that's Forza.
No, that's Need for Speed was the one where there was a type of
It
car.
was a Mustang. It was the Mustang.
Was it a Mustang?
Yeah.
And then the girl went inside this huge truck, and she's like, "Let me just
Explosion.
I remember, okay, I
Yeah,
remember
there were
that
like
now.
5 new racing games.
Yeah,
There-
yeah.
There was Project Cars 2.
I don't remember
There was
all
Gran
three of them.
Turismo Sport.
was
There was Need for
Forza.
Speed. There was
Nope.
Forza. There was the
Nope.
Crew 2. I'm sure there were some others, but that's the
so
ones that I
many.
ended up seeing. A lot of racing games this year.
Which one did you think looked the best?
The Porsche.
They didn't show it necessarily on the stage, but I'm still most stoked for Gran Turismo Sport just because I own a PS4. Overall, though, like if I had any choice of any console and having it anywhere, probably Forza 7. I think Forza as an arcade racer does it best. It's just so exponentially farther than anybody else. But we also have to think when we boil all this stuff down, Need for Speed, Crew 2, and the other one, we just said it.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo,
No,
Need for
no,
Speed.
okay. Gran Turismo and Project Cars 2 are more simulation focused.
Okay.
Forza, Need for Speed, and the Crew 2. There we go. Those
Okay.
three
Oh.
are arcade focused. And the difference between those two is huge. I mean, Gran Turismo Sport is sponsored by the FIA. And like the person who wins the world championship for Gran Turismo Sport this year is going to get an FIA trophy. So like that's huge. Like that's showing how like similar that is to like an actual racing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Forza's like,
They have a Porsche.
yeah. Forza's like
You and Porsche.
911, 911, 911, 4K, 4K, 4K. That was
4K,
the theme of
911,
that
yeah.
conference. But before we get into that,
Yeah.
we also saw A Way Out.
A Way Out,
Yes.
which, I mean, it looks fun. It's kind of a cut and dry co-op gameplay game. We haven't seen one in a while, so I guess that's like innovating, but I mean, we've had a bunch of those in the past, so
I
it looks
mean,
interesting.
It didn't catch my attention, to be honest. Like, the trailer was a little dry. Like, it was just, It was a game.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Prison Break, so that's fun.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's from the makers of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah.
And it's co-op only, which I ended
Yeah.
up finding out, online or split screen, which brings an interesting dynamic to the game. But I don't know if I'm willing to buy a game that
'Cause
is
you hate people.
solely. I'm not willing to buy a game that is solely based upon just a co-op thing. Sometimes, especially with a narrative-based game, I want to just play solo.
I can guarantee the narrative isn't that like deep or anything. It's gonna be our dad's sick, so we gotta break out of prison and get him some juice. That's what it's gonna be.
I mean, they're not actually brothers, John. They're just two random guys.
This isn't Brothers Prison Break 2?
I think you're confusing multiple different things.
No, it's like I don't think this is. I think it's gonna be the focus is gameplay. Like the plot's gonna be we're in prison. I don't really like the situation. Let's leave, and that's
Break
basically
out.
the whole
Yeah.
plot. Yeah. And I think it's gonna be mainly game. From what I've seen, the trailers and everything, it's mainly gameplay focused, which
Yeah.
is good for these kind of games.
And then at the end of EA, we ended up seeing a teaser for BioWare's new IP, Anthem.
Destiny 2.
No.
That's kind of what it looks like.
It looks so good.
Boy, but yeah,
we did see. It was a cool trailer though.
Yeah.
It was a cool teaser.
we'll lead into that right after we cut to break real quick, because we're gonna switch it up.
We're gonna switch up.
Bring on.
Who are we switching?
It's a fun-filled episode. We're switching out Alex for Brandon, and then we're gonna switch out Brandon for Alex again.
Can we
It's gonna be a
not
real
speak
fun
like
time.
this?
Yeah.
No, I say. We're gonna switch out these here clients.
We'll be right back with Bird to Play. Okay.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
You're watching Spinnaker Television.
Well, hey there, everybody. We're back.
Welcome back to Birds of Play. Let's move on to the Microsoft conference.
Let's talk about Porsche.
Porsche, 911, 911, 911, 4K, 4K.
Fast car.
4K.
Sponsorship.
Yes,
So
but
we saw a lot of games.
there was
at
40
Microsoft's conference. is what we're
42
talking about.
games shown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We counted it.
we did
on
count.
stream.
The first big one that we were all excited about, Metro Exodus.
A surprise
A
showcase.
very surprise showcase. What did you guys think?
I want it right now in my
Yep.
wallet.
And I
You want to
didn't.
eat it?
Yeah.
I think it's more enjoyed with the hands.
We said this on stream, but we were wrong. He did have the bullet lighter.
Yeah. No, I saw it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You said it wrong, John.
Yeah, but then he confirmed my suspicion.
No, it's just like, oh man, that sucks.
Triggered.
Yeah. You didn't correct me. So anyway, so that's good.
Yeah.
I watched it multiple times afterwards.
Well, I've seen it because there's been an ad on every YouTube video I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
they're kind of pushing it pretty heavy.
Confirmed to be open world.
When did that happen?
Yeah.
A more open world, so yeah.
Oh, I see.
Did we find out if it was open, like, but with levels, or just an open world?
We're still waiting to find out, but
That's
it's not
what I
going to be
thought,
it's not going to be the same linear structure that we saw from Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, which are
It'll
the two previous games.
Definitely be more open than that.
Dated for 2018, which I thought was very surprising, because generally when they reveal, at least when they've revealed the Metro games, it's usually been about like 2 years off. But I'm extremely excited. Hopefully it comes out early 18 rather than later. Then again, 2018 looks packed so far.
2017 looks packed.
The
so.
end
Yeah.
of this year is insane.
Yeah.
There's so many games coming out October.
41 of them.
There's a lot of games coming out. And then there was a ton that we saw. We saw a bunch of horrible shoutcasting from the Darwin Project with that guy who was just up on the stage. That
Don't
was pretty
even
bad.
mention it. That game was
State of
terrible.
Decay 2 looks
State
incredible.
of Decay 2. We saw P-Bug on consoles.
Crossplay on Minecraft with that super duper
We saw
4K
crossplay
pack.
on Minecraft with the Super Duper 4K
Except for the
pack.
PS4, because that's a debacle.
This was our first showcase of Assassin's Creed Origins. The new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got gameplay.
You got some gameplay.
Something else that
release date
stood
yet?
out
My
to
hometown.
us.
Siwa, my hometown.
One of the next games that like really stood out to us was The Last Night. Which
Oh, yeah.
was kind of unexpected. I had never heard of it before. Very, very stylistic indie game. Looks, it's kind of like pixelated in like this kind of watercolor neon world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like 3D world, but pixelated aspects.
Yeah.
It looks very stylistic. A lot of cinematography going on.
And
A
granted,
lot
like
of good stuff.
we say that about a lot of indie games like all the time, but there was something about this that just struck me as like, this is something I want to play. This is a world I want to be in.
Well, like what's so great about it is it looks very like cinematically driven. Like it's supposed to be kind of like a movie experience. And with normally I don't really like that, but with something that's very stylistic like this, and an indie game format, it's very like it looks very good. It's very attractive. so.
Absolutely.
But I can't remember what game it is. There's like a mobile game that has like that pixelated style.
Stardew Valley?
No, it's not. It's like a.
it a mobile
It's
game?
like a Sword and Magic or something like that.
I know
You
what you're
what
talking
I'm
about. I know what you're
I
talking
can't
about.
remember the name.
Something Brothers, Sword and something.
Brothers: A Tale of Two
something.
Sons.
Brothers: A Tale of
Definitely.
Two
Is that
Sons.
really the
Definitely.
game that we're talking
No,
about?
it's not.
No.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about though.
I
It's the
have
same
no
stuff.
idea.
I'll
show
put it
you.
up on the screen.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
put it
show
up
you.
on the
All right, moving on. We saw a deeper dive, probably the deepest dive we've seen so far, into the ocean of pirates, Sea of Thieves.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, terrible. puns.
Terrible.
But
we saw a lot of gameplay.
Yeah, actually, like really, you keep 3 on land, 1 on the ship. That way, you get a quick getaway. That's the lesson you learn from Sea of Thieves. But no,
You
I
get in
thought
the cannon and you shoot off.
it was a really, really good showcase of it.
It
yeah.
looked really cool.
And then
Very
release date for Cuphead,
Oh yeah, we got that. We got the release of Cuphead.
finally.
Finally.
So it's good to see that game finally
It
progressing
looks
along.
so good.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Cuphead is, I'm sure we'll have it up on the screen.
Oh my! I'm sure I'll do a playthrough of it.
You want to talk about stylized, and you want to talk about having a unique art style.
Code
We're-
Vein.
We're talking about old school Disney, like
yeah.
Steamboat Willie art
Cuphead looks
style.
very cool.
But the
Looks very
whole
cool.
thing is like playable. It's not cutscene. It's just
Yeah.
like you
It
play
looks
that.
So good.
It looks fantastic.
Those classic side scroller games.
We also got a release for Tacoma,
Yes, August 2nd.
which is very
Oh,
good.
I'm so excited.
We saw a very cute game, Super Lucky's Tale.
Super. Oh my! I totally
Very
forgot about Super
adorable.
Lucky's Tale.
Yeah, I
yes.
just remembered it. Very, very adorable.
and then-
Crackdown
Cute little rock
3.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wrapped up though with Anthem.
Yeah.
Now
The full gameplay showcase.
I was surprised, as we said earlier in the show, that the full trailer wasn't shown at EA's conference.
Right.
Because this is a BioWare new IP. But the showcase on Microsoft stage, what did we think of it? Do we think it's too similar to something out right now like Destiny? Or do we think
No,
it looks different enough?
Because we haven't seen enough to really compare it to Destiny. Because it just looks like a single player game.
Your phone isn't muted.
Oh, I apologize, my friends.
But
I would also agree with that statement, but I will say, just looking at what we've seen, it does look very similar to Destiny. And
Yeah.
that might be a problem, but
in what way, though? In what
but
way?
we haven't seen enough.
In what way does it look similar?
here's how it looks
That's what
similar.
I'm curious
Do you
about.
remember the first Destiny trailer when it came out in like 2012 and they had people on the outer... The first Destiny trailer had people on the outer wall, right? Somebody had just landed from their ship. They have on this big suit of armor and they go, I want to ask Paula to come in. Paula drops in. He goes, hey, Dave. Hey, Stave.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
whatever. Literally, Anthem was the exact same thing except replace armor for Titans and Hunters
armor.
with just armor for mechs.
Yeah.
And granted, the gameplay didn't look super similar because you're flying through the air in these mechs
Well,
or whatever.
like yeah, the movement didn't, but for me at least, the gameplay looked kind of similar.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, you're getting loot. Like they
Yeah.
had like this. They picked up a legendary gun that was like Yar's Wrath or whatever. They had a bunch of big creatures and a bunch of small creatures that they ran away from, depending on what level they were. There was a lot of
supers.
similarities to draw, but I think BioWare has a true opportunity to separate themselves from games like this, like The Division, like Destiny, because BioWare can bring a certain pedigree, not in facial animations, but a certain pedigree to anywhere. I know.
I will fight you to the end
Yeah,
of the days.
read Jason Schreier's story on Kotaku
It
about
was
what
so-
happened
It was really good.
to BioWare and Mass Effect Andromeda. I seriously highly recommend it.
If you have mechs, you can't see faces.
Yeah,
That
big,
feels no
big
problem.
point.
But BioWare has a history, aside from Andromeda, because that wasn't like main BioWare studio. Has a history of making really good story-driven games.
Yeah. So if they can bring a story to this type of game, a loot-driven
And then
shooter,
on top of the gameplay that they already have down with
it's going to be incredible because The Division and
Andromeda.
Destiny have both failed to capitalize on that. So
I forgot two things we also saw was Xbox One X has backwards compatibility all the way back to the original Xbox console, which is
What games
amazing.
would people want to play from the original Xbox?
they said it was going to
Halo?
be very limited as well.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
But
already Halo.
Halo,
Anniversary
they have
Edition.
Halo: The Master Chief Collection
Master
Yeah.
Chief
as well. So I think we're going to be
Forza
seeing
1?
stuff that maybe that is like exclusive to that has never been
Conker's Bad Fur
re-released.
Day, I guess.
Maybe.
Um,
They do well.
Fusion Frenzy.
It is in rare replay. That's the thing. So many of these classic Xbox games
have
have
already
been
been rehashed somewhere
remastered.
else.
So maybe we're going to see a little bit more obscure titles, which I would love to see,
We know we got Crimson Skies coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is awesome. But they have also said, this is going to be a lot more limited than Xbox 360 backwards compatibility. So we're just going to have to see how it pans out. But yeah, to wrap up Microsoft's conference, the Xbox One X. We've talked about it a little bit on our post shows, which you can check on the channel as well if you're on YouTube. But the $500 price point,
Incredible for
still-
the hardware that
yes.
you're getting, but it's not really worth it if you're a gamer. If you're like a like a hardware nut, you're like, holy crap, that's an incredible price for the hardware you're getting in that console. But aside from that, there's not really anything out right now that would warrant you getting the Xbox.
Another thing with it is for about maybe $100 or $200 more, you can have a pretty comparable PC station that can go generally the same like gameplay performance plus all the other features of a computer.
Yeah.
The other thing with it is it has a problem that a lot of like PC creators do, where they put like $3,000 into their new rig, where it has a lot of really good hardware, a lot of state-of-the-art stuff that really nothing can utilize.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure anything can really utilize DDR5 memory too well. I know most games can't do 4K very well. Most people don't even have a 4K set. Like, you know, the graphics it's running, the CPU it's running, like
At
most
this
things
point,
just can't utilize it.
The console's ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like the hardware is incredible, but what are you going to use?
When
with
it
that
goes
hardware?
half price in 6 months after
Yeah.
release, it'll be worth it.
I didn't think of it until a few days ago, but it honestly looks like the Vita of home consoles. And let me explain why. The Vita had all these features. It had back touch.
Vita had features?
Yeah, it had. It
like a
was
PSP.
the most powerful console when it was or handheld console when it was released. It could play like.
That sounds familiar.
It could play, yeah. It could. I'm telling you, there's a lot of similarities when you think about it. It could play PS3 games or whatever, basically at that same kind of fidelity. But the Vita failed because it lost support because games were so expensive to develop for, and people just weren't ready for that whole $300 price point for a handheld, especially. We've seen a different turn with the Nintendo Switch because Nintendo's Nintendo.
Yeah.
But support definitely fell off for the Vita a lot quicker than we expected. And Biscuit.
I don't know what she's
We got the
doing.
dog on set again.
Yeah,
She's
you can
just,
see her. I don't know, she's
Aw.
probably just being antsy. She's
But
probably
yeah,
just on the couch.
I still think for $500, here's the very niche market that I see the Xbox One.
Just pay it.
You don't have a PC. You don't want to get a PC.
Come here.
You want to be stuck with a console architecture.
I don't know what you
But for $500, unless you are that very particular person, I don't see the average console player gravitating towards
At
it.
least
really
not
don't
anytime
either.
soon.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon.
Because once 4K TVs become regular, once we got like a whole suite of games that are in 4K that can utilize the Xbox, the XBOXs,
XVO. Don't start with the
X
acronym.
hardware.
X.
Yeah.
I don't see it
Well,
being very successful.
another problem we saw is that all of the games, at least most of the games, probably like 90% that we saw at the showcase were available on Windows 10.
Yes.
So why?
Which makes
Or,
me happy.
or
Which
on
makes
another
us happy, but
or on
why
another
bother?
platform, at least
Entirely.
like an older
Yeah.
Xbox One even.
Yeah.
So Microsoft has a big problem on their hands is convincing people to spend $500 for a console that has no true exclusives.
Yeah.
There may be timed exclusives. There may be console exclusives in terms of that's the only console versus the PS4 it's going to be on. But nothing is a true exclusive.
No.
And that's what sells
the
console
problem.
nowadays. We've learned this with the PS4 versus Xbox One. Granted, it started out because the PS4 was cheaper, had some better features. They didn't have that whole controversy to get over. But now that the dust has settled, we found out Sony is keeping the pace so much higher ahead because of their exclusives. There's so many more reasons to play on PlayStation than there is on Xbox. And that's speaking from someone who's owned both consoles.
Maybe in the future we'll see some exclusives come from the Xbox One X, but
Or
at
if its
the
price
moment-
drops, it'll be more
Yeah.
popular, obviously.
I still don't see a reason if for me, you, and
No,
Brandon,
right now there's
if we
not.
already have a PC,
What's the point?
why the
There's
hell
no
would we
point.
buy it?
Maybe we can get some solid VR, like
Some Porsche?
a Doom VR or
Oh, God.
Fallout 4 VR.
What a
coming
segue
out.
into Bethesda.
We're having,
Like maybe the Xbox One X will have some
What?
solid VR capability.
I want to talk about one more thing.
What was it?
Life is Strange. I don't like it anymore.
All right, good. Have a good life. Chloe's not coming back as a voice actress.
And it's confirmed to be the sequel, which
Yeah.
sucks.
It's a sequel that's a prequel.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean,
SAG
you gotta
after
still be
strikes.
interested.
It's still gonna be good. It's just not as exciting as it was.
John's disappointed. It's a tragic story. Moving on
Rip
to
Ashley
Bethesda.
Birch,
Rich
not
Abdul
coming
Birch.
back as
Yeah.
Chloe.
Yeah.
She's
She's like, I have too much money now.
Bethesda, we did see probably the most predictable press conference we've seen at E3 in quite some time. We knew essentially everything
Which
that was
isn't
coming.
necessarily a bad thing,
Yeah.
but it was a bad thing in this case.
Fallout 4 VR, very cool to see the full game redone in VR.
You had to pay $60 for it,
but
though.
also with the full price, which is
Yeah.
kind of disappointing to see, especially if you already own Fallout 4.
Or
I
if
feel
you
like
bought
there's
it twice on console.
yeah.
and PC.
I would hope maybe they're gonna do a $20 upgrade or something if
Maybe.
you already have the game.
I don't
That'd be
think so.
nice to see. But I
Did you return yours?
What?
Didn't you return your Fallout?
I tried, they didn't take it.
Oh.
I sold back my Fallout to GameStop.
Maybe we'll see. We haven't gotten a full release yet, so maybe that's just Steam
Yeah.
listings. But
Well, no, I mean I've seen on Amazon. I've seen the $60 price
Yeah.
point, which
whipped
is
and pepperonis.
you know, but we'll see how that goes. We also saw the Creation Club for mods,
Yeah.
which
You don't like it?
I want to be hopeful for it, but at the moment it's just like they say credits, but you have to buy credits.
yeah.
And that's as of right now, that's the only way we know you can get credits.
Oh, they haven't confirmed that you can earn it in game yet?
Not at the
I thought they
moment.
did.
So up until the moment where they're like, oh, you can earn them, it's paid mods.
Yeah.
And last time they tried that, there was major backlash, and everybody hated them for it.
Pay $700 for this
People are
crab
still
armor.
hurt from that.
Yeah. I mean, as they should be. I mean, this week has been a bad week for mods. If we want to go on a little side tangent, GTA 5 had its main mod creation tool
Yeah,
receive a
blacklisted.
cease and desist,
Yeah, it got
which
blacklisted.
is huge. So this week is not a good week for the mod creating community. They always find a way to bounce back, but with the Creation Club and this news about GTA,
If
it's
the
not the best.
Creation Club ends up being just like another version
Paid
of
mod
paid mods,
source.
it's not going to end well for Bethesda.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, they're not on the greatest terms with their community, with the crap DLC for Fallout,
And releasing Skyrim for the 7th time.
releasing Skyrim again.
I mean, I really have a hard time seeing this as just a paid mod system.
I want to believe that it's
The main
better.
reason I see that is just because if they keep it where you have to just buy credits and then use the credits on mods, that's such an obtuse, weird system. I can't see that being a thing someone pitched in a marketing meeting and Todd Howard of all people approved. I can't see that happening.
Well, you also have to think there's developer versus publisher relations, right?
Yeah.
So like the developer may want one thing when the publisher is kind of forcing their hand. And we see this because we've heard mumblings from like Activision versus the Call of Duty developers when they're inserting supply drops and ranged weapons. We've seen it multiple times with Ubisoft Studios and how much they wanted to put in terms of cosmetic DLC and the whole For Honor debacle. So there is that drawback. I don't think Todd Howard would be like, hell yeah, let's make everybody pay for more content. But people do have to get paid, and especially if they're going to be giving a portion to the mod creators, there's some argument there. But as we saw the last time, this didn't work.
Well, and the other thing is that the actual mods being produced with this are just first-party Bethesda, other publishers, and like a very small amount of third-party regular old mod makers.
What I heard about it is any mod maker can publish a mod on here, but they have to submit their idea to Bethesda. Bethesda will like review it, and then if they accept it, Bethesda will have a hand in helping you make that mod, and then it will go out. So it's heavily curated by Bethesda,
Yeah.
which
So-
I guess is how they can get away with making it
Charging for
paid.
that higher quality,
Because
I guess, of
essentially
mods.
it's like official DLC.
We got some top-tier mods here. We
Depending
got mud crab armor.
Depending on what they release with and what comes out in the future, it may or may not be worth it. If it's like DLC level, like quest mods or like new areas, like what was it, Fallscar for
Yeah.
Skyrim, or there's like
Nuka
Project
World.
Brazil coming out for Fallout New Vegas eventually, but unless
But
it's
you
like
think,
that big
you think they're
level
gonna
DLC
remake
stuff.
an entire game though and sell it as a mod? Because like,
I mean, they've done
No, I
it's
mean,
something to vote for.
The normal mod community, they're upset, but it's not going to affect them in any way.
Yeah.
They're still going to keep doing their thing.
but yeah, moving on from the mod debacle, we also saw a deeper look at Skyrim on Switch. As
Amiibos!
much as we've seen Skyrim released on every single platform that's ever existed and ever will exist,
It's the new Doom.
somebody made a joke that like everyone at Bethesda actually died a few years ago, and some janitor just keeps re-releasing Skyrim.
I gotta keep the company going.
But we did see Skyrim on Switch, and we saw Amiibo support, which looks really cool. We don't know the full details yet, but basically somebody plopped down a little Breath of the Wild Amoeba and a little floating amoeba,
And his little Zelda chest
he
popped
put on Link's little Hylian tunic, and you had a Nord running around. It's Zelda.
No, it was an elf,
world.
man. I saw it. It was an elf.
Oh, it was an elf.
Yeah, it makes sense because Link was an elf.
Oh boy.
Is an
Oh
elf.
boy.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so we saw that.
Hopefully that's exclusive to the Switch.
Yeah. Well,
Like the
well,
things you can
Amiibos
get.
have to be.
Well, yeah, like the Master Sword and stuff. Hopefully that's exclusive to the
Well, I
Switch.
mean, I guarantee that's
Somebody's already made a
that's
mod
been
for
a
it.
mod for a
Well,
long
yeah,
time.
but like that one, you know, the official one.
That specific one, but I guarantee you they don't get that in normal mod. Somebody will just make it exactly like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just be like, it's on the
Yeah.
next one.
We saw a quick look at Dishonored's new DLC.
Looks good.
From let's kill the outsider, yay!
Apparently,
like
what
your
I-
Scrimshaw.
What I read about it is it's bigger than normal DLC, but smaller than
Full game.
like a full game. So it's kind of like it's a standalone expansion.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you don't even need the full game.
Well, that's good. I always
Yeah.
like when they do that.
I think it's gonna be around like $30 or $40.
Yeah, when Infamous First Light came out, and it was like a $15 thing, that was a standalone thing. You didn't need the base game, and I think that allows more people to try stuff out. Because if your base game is more expensive too, that's an opportunity as like kind of like the gateway to try
Gateway
it
drug.
out. Granted, Dishonored 2 right now is constantly at $30 because it never really picked up in sales. It was a very competitive 2016 fall holiday season. So, you have that if you're a Dishonored 2 fan. We also saw a little bit more of Quake Champions. BJ Blazkowicz as a playable character.
Terrible voice.
Biscuit's back. Yeah, it was just a terrible voice. But then
try
we
it
saw the two
You
biggies.
want to try to get up? Up? You want to try? No, you're not going to try.
Nah, fam.
All right, come here so I can pet you. Come here. Keep going.
We saw The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
Finally debuted. Very creepy psychological horror trailer.
Hopefully it's good.
That's all we got to say
Looks
about Evil
interesting.
Within 2.
Yeah, hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
And then
Rockman.
Wolfenstein.
And then the best game ever, Wolfenstein. It looks amazing.
Brandon.
It looks amazing.
It got me in with the hooks and I had Nazis.
You're in the
And Nazis.
you're in the 60s. You got fighting revolutions to take back America.
The KKK and Nazis are singing Kumbaya.
It's like
and you got to stop that milkshake,
Yeah.
man.
what was that game? Homeland?
Yeah.
Homefront.
Homefront, but good.
But better.
But good.
yeah.
We saw a Jewish mech suit.
Well, we saw
was-
that in the first one.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't play the first one.
Whoops.
I actually bought it this week because there's a PSN sale.
Yeah, it's like $10.
Yeah, so.
It's a good game. It's really worth it. It's
Yeah,
really, really
side
worth
note, I know we're talking about Bethesda. There's a great Best of E3 sale on PSN right now. Like
there
a
is.
ton of games super cheap. Go check
And
that
on
out as well.
Steam as well. At least
Yeah.
for Wolfenstein stuff.
Oh,
there
okay.
is, yeah.
We're sending out hella plugs here. Kotaku,
Steam summer sale.
Hashtag
starting at
PSN.
the beginning of July. So get ready
Now-
for that. Prepare your wallet.
Doesn't it start like, no, it starts 22nd. It starts 22nd.
22nd
Yeah,
of this month?
of this month.
Oh my.
Hashtag ad.
Now
Hashtag-
sponsored by Pop Tarts. All right.
Hashtag ad.
Last
Sponsor us,
thoughts.
Monster.
Final thoughts on Bethesda.
It was 40 minutes.
Disappointing.
I feel like Pete Hines didn't need to be there. They didn't really need to hire a conference hall. That could have just
They
been.
could have done the whole recorded thing like
Yeah.
Nintendo did.
I mean, that was that was like 35 minutes of it. Pete Hines
Yeah.
was there for like 5 minutes, so they didn't need the conference. But
Was,
the stuff we saw was, I mean, pretty like we knew most of what was going to be seen. I think if not all of what was going to be seen. So it was
Very
it was,
predictable,
it was,
but
it was solid.
still good
It was good
content.
games. So
everything they showed, very important to note, out this year,
out this year,
Yeah.
Bethesda's style.
which no other company
Yeah,
did.
out this
So-
year jutsu.
I think it was mostly disappointing.
Just from like a nothing new standpoint,
Yeah.
or like
Or just overall. 'cause
you hate
there
everything
was
they
just,
showed.
I didn't hate it. It was just like it was disappointing. Just like the VR stuff.
Wasn't
Eh,
exciting.
it's
Especially
very
compared to
niche
the past
market.
2 years.
Especially for the last
Morrowind
few
already
years.
came out. It was kind of unnecessary to be there. Creation Club, just
Paid
sad.
money.
Why are you trying this again? Skyrim on Switch, like we knew that was coming. Just a DLC. It was just disappointing.
Yeah.
So solid content there, but very predictable.
I know I'm changing my opinion from the night of, but I was
Yeah.
just in
Well,
shock. It
I
was
mean,
late.
we gotta let everything settle a little bit.
Yeah,
That's why we
and-
have this post
It was
show.
Think
midnight.
about
We were
it.
going all day.
Yeah.
Um,
By that time, it was like 1 a.m. It was
was,
a
yeah.
mess.
Pet my
But
dog.
yeah. Okay, Biscuit. Biscuit wants us to cut to break,
yeah,
and we'll be right back.
Wait,
the
before we cut the break, PC gaming show.
Oh,
since-
who cares?
No,
Uh,
PC Gaming Show, terrible conference.
There was a couple
got-
things I liked because I'm a PC gamer, but aside from that, it was pretty too long.
Quick, cut
unnecessary,
the
bad.
feed. Don't let him talk about PC gaming.
Cut it off. We'll be right back with
Updates.
Ubisoft and Nintendo.
Tunic that looks like
Sony.
Titan Souls.
Quick, cut it.
Why-
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Birds of Play, Sans Dog. Moving right into the next conference, we got Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
With a very awkward opening.
Yes.
It was
Miyamoto.
Miyamoto and who was the other guy? I forget.
Some dude.
Some guy.
Oh, Yves Guillemot.
Yeah, Ubisoft man.
Yves Guillemot.
doing a very awkward, very awkward
But
Rabbids showcase.
It is Mario plus Rabbids, which everybody
battle.
was like, that sounds like the stupidest thing ever. And then we saw it's actually XCOM, and everybody loved it.
It's really cool, yeah.
It looks really
The
cute.
lead developer was there. He was crying because Miyamoto-chan noticed him.
I mean, would you not cry if
I cried
Miyamoto-san
my
was
eyes
like,
out. I cried my eyes
yo,
out.
he's
You
like,
kidding?
I'm really proud of the way this game's turned out, and you're just
Yeah.
like, your lifelong dreams to make video games? Like,
Yeah.
That, the Ubisoft conference, we will say, started with the feels, ended with the feels. But we'll get to the ending with the feels in a little bit. But yeah, Mario and Rabbids
Looked really cool.
looks great. I honestly was very surprised. I came in expecting to be like, because Rabbids games are usually, but it looks
There's that point.
pretty good. Has some interesting mechanics, the jump mechanic.
Yeah.
And then the ability to switch out a bunch of characters. And then the Rabbids humor is always funny.
And I mean, the gameplay just looks like XCOM, which is, a solid format, so
Absolutely.
it's good stuff.
We also saw
It's good stuff.
Assassin's Creed Origins again.
Yes.
More of a look.
Shiwa, my hometown.
The bird is a drone.
The bird
you
is
can
a
just
drone.
stop mid-flight because that's how nature
Literally,
works.
The bird is like Sasuke's hawk.
It's Sasuke's hawk.
It's Sasuke's hawk.
He can make it do whatever he wants. It's crazy.
Lay me down for this anime stuff.
It's crazy. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
I care. Okay, I like it. It looks dope.
If you want to play a really good Assassin's Creed, just play Shadow of Mordor and its sequel, Shadow of War. Those are the two best Assassin's Creed games
He's making it
because they
funny.
actually have fun gameplay.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay.
Moving on from that, we saw
saw-
Boat Simulator.
We saw it's a fun Skull and Bones. Looks pretty great.
I was talking about the crew. We saw Skull and Bones. We saw Skull and Bones. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks like
really, a surprise showcase.
if you take the boat section from the Assassin's Creed Fair and then you just have it just that's what for Skull and Bones is.
Why? Why are you talking
I mean,
about
honestly, that they finally did the game that
Or-
everybody has been wanting since Assassin's Creed 3, which is just the boat parts, which is a really good strategy because, I mean, it's really good. They really,
Because it's really good.
Ubisoft absolutely nailed that mechanic. They nailed that boat warfare stuff, and they did it really well. It's just a full game of that. It
You
looks
don't
amazing.
even have to say it eloquently for me to understand
No.
exactly what
No,
you're
I
saying.
never
It
say.
really was unique and fun, and we haven't seen it since.
I hope there are still she shanties, though. She shanties.
She shanties.
She shanties.
Yeah.
She shanties.
Moving on to Plane Simulator.
Yeah, the Crew 2, one of the racing games we mentioned earlier, has a lot of different. I mean, you got planes, you got boats, you got
Automobiles,
cars, you got off-road,
trains.
you got monster
Yeah.
trucks, you got motorcycles. But do you have good gameplay? Well, we see that at the end of the day.
No. Like the
Yeah.
trailer looked cool, but then you
And they
got to
showed
see a little bit of
gameplay, and it was
gameplay.
really
You're like,
boring.
what is this?
There
Like,
was a part where you're in a speedboat in the open ocean just going straight. It's
Yeah.
not fun. Or the other part when you're in a biplane, the slowest plane, going straight.
The trailer was neat because we saw that Inception style folding,
That was
which
Yes.
I thought was just going to be a trailer thing, and then going to the stuff afterwards, you saw a lot of that actually in the game. So
Yeah.
that was very interesting to see. We saw a little bit of South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Looks good.
Yes.
Looks good. Expect it to be
We
good.
saw a weird new VR game with Elijah Wood in it for some reason.
Oh yeah, I don't even.
Transference.
Terrible. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Far Cry 5 was a big
Just
thing.
Dance 2017.
They
You're not
played-
gonna mention.
they played K-pop,
They played
and I was
K-pop.
so happy. They played Bubble Pop by Hyuna, and it was incredible.
It was amazing. Anyway, what are you talking about?
Moving on from the lead report, Far Cry 5 looked
It
good.
looks really good. We saw some good, solid
Yes.
gameplay. Looks really good. Introducing the character, some of the characters.
And I think that summed up a lot
really
of
good.
Ubisoft's conference. Just good until the very end. We did see Beyond Good and Evil 2 finally announced and revealed.
A surprise showcase. even.
Yes.
The man came out and he teared.
More in the feels. Ubisoft Montrepeller, who's developing the game, makes some fantastic titles. They are really good at what they do.
There we go,
They
come
put their
there.
heart and soul into it, and you could obviously see that on stage. Both of the lead developers that came out clearly woke in the stuff. Oh,
Hello.
well, hello. A surprise doggo appeared. It's super effective. But no, I really liked it.
I guess she was crying.
Did you guys see anything else at the Ubisoft conference that really stood out to you?
There was some steep DLC.
Oh my god. Please.
I was surprised it was there for a second year. That's the only reason I mentioned
I
it.
mean, we were joking about it.
Yeah, I was surprised
but-
it was there for a second year.
Alex, what was the highlight for you?
The highlight, honestly, was
K-pop.
Yeah, because I'm like K-pop because I freaked out. Like
Yeah.
I was in the little lounge thing and I literally stood up and started almost dancing to the choreography.
Yeah.
But
You have to
I'll go.
pee.
But
I know you have to go to the
Also, like
bathroom.
Assassin's Creed, but we had already seen that previously. So yeah.
I mean, there was that dumb toy game.
Yeah,
Starling
we still,
Fighters,
we still don't
whatever.
really know what that's going to be like, but I still don't have faith in a Toys to Life game
No.
being super successful,
No.
especially one that looks that intricate and has that many moving parts to it. But overall, I think Ubisoft had a great conference compared to years past. Still wasn't stellar. There were some awkward moments. There was some
Yeah.
weird stuff
Well-
going on, but it wasn't an Aisha Tyler or Mr. Caffeine cringe fest, which was very nice to see.
I know you went down the couch.
Moving
I
on
almost hit you in the head.
to the grand
There you go.
poobah of the first 3 days.
Sony.
Sony.
Sonny.
So
Sunny.
Sony All Stars.
oh, don't joke. I want that second game coming on. I called it Year of Dreams 3 at the time because there were some very dreamy things. We saw Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
Yeah.
a deeper look at that.
Don't lick my.
Very cool, very special. God of War,
Yes.
We saw a big long trailer for
confirmed for 2018. That serpent
it.
was dope. What
The
did you guys
world
think of the
serpent.
trailer?
If there was a world serpent, if he kills it, I'm gonna be mad because you can't kill those. But otherwise, it was a big long trailer. We saw some big long things. Looked real good.
Yeah, and I really like that it's not that focused on Greek mythology this time, but Norse mythology. So I was like, oh, that's pretty neat, something new. And then I know someone mentioned it earlier that like with his axe, it's not just left, right, but he's like doing all this other cool stuff like
Yeah.
flips and
We're going to see an intricate combat.
It's a lot more fluid than what they showed
Yes.
last year.
And then
that's the word.
I'm truly excited that Kratos finally has a personality beyond I'm angry all the time, because that just doesn't make a big deal.
and wife that I killed because I'm mad.
Yeah, like
War.
I don't know. I'm extremely happy to see them. I guess not diversifying who Kratos is as a person, but really getting into him as a person more than just a rage-filled monster.
I'm really, because North mythology is one of my favorites. I'm really excited to see all the boys come out. I'm pretty sure in the middle of that
cracking a cold one
trailer,
open with the boys.
there was that voiceover of the guy saying like, "Oh, you're supposed to be more dignified than us because you're Greek." I'm pretty sure that might have been Loki. That's gonna be dope. I always like the Lokester coming out
Yeah.
to play. I always like it.
Well, we can look forward to cracking open a cold world serpent in 2018.
I can't with you. Stop.
Moving on, my first big.
I did
freak
like how
out-
the world serpent only spoke Norse, which is really cool, even though everyone else
You're
speaks
obsessed
English.
with the world serpent.
It's awesome. The world serpent's so cool.
The trailer was really great, and God of War always has this great scale to it. So
Yeah.
very excited for that. Something else with great scale that I was shocked to see. My first real big freak out, fangirl freak out. At
Eco
E3.
2.
It's not eco.
Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Shadow of the Colossus remake. It looks real good.
Yeah,
It does.
If you go back and you watch our Sony live reaction, you'll see me like convulsing on the chair.
Yeah.
Because I was not expecting that. Shadow of the Colossus is a game very near and dear to my heart.
Same.
I
Same. One of the
thought-
first games I played.
Yeah, I thought it would be straight remaster. It's a complete remake according to Shuhei Yoshida.
Now,
So-
just to, for people like me who don't know words, just to reassess it, it's not like a remake of the story, right?
No.
It's just a remake of like the.
It's
the,
a full remake of the
Yeah,
controls.
'cause it's like what 10, even more years old.
It is 12
12,
years old at this
So
point.
obviously the control from the
Yeah.
control scheme from that long ago it's a little outdated. So they're gonna
So
update it.
it's going to have better controls than The Last Guardian, which is going to be really ironic. But yeah, so Japan Studios taking it on. Really excited to see that.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't gotten a chance to play it. I heard some criticism from people. They're like, "Oh, they already re-released a remastered version on PS3, but it was just an upscaled to 1080p
Yeah.
version." And so I'm
Not the same.
I'm not going to criticize it.
Because this is gonna be true 1080p.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten the chance to play Shadow of the Colossus, definitely look forward to this in 2018. It is one of the best
Yeah.
games I think ever made.
Yeah.
And
It's fantastic.
It was for a while my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's still pretty up there, but
Mm-hmm.
great scale to that game as well. Fighting monsters, you'll
The World
find
Serpent.
out. Not going to spoil anything, even though it's been 12 years, but definitely one to look out for. Then we saw more of David Cage Simulator, Detroit Become Human.
David Cage, we saw a big long trailer for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be terrible.
Isn't it with Dr. Avery?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Dr.
that
Avery.
one.
Dr. Avery from Grey's Anatomy.
So far, 3 confirmed playable characters.
2
in
androids
Detroit
and a
Become
human.
No.
Or is Dr. Avery? a
They're
human?
all androids.
Oh, they're all androids.
Yep.
I thought the girl wasn't an android. She didn't look like an android. Whatever. David Cage is terrible.
I'm pretty sure they're all androids. I'm pretty sure they're all androids. But it's supposed to be far future.
Detroit.
In Detroit, they don't make cars anymore. We make androids.
It's gonna be so racist. It's gonna be. David Cage is gonna ruin
well,
that.
David Cage loves to put these themes into his games that like are so not subtle. It's not even funny.
If you want if you think I'm bluffing, you want an example, go watch a scene from a little game called what's it called? Indigo Prophecy. Watch the library scene.
Go watch the game called. What's it called?
The library scene from Indigo Prophecy will prove to you how racist David Cage is.
Jason.
It's extreme. It's extreme racism.
Jason.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a bad game.
Jason.
But it looks real pretty. But it's gonna be a
Jason.
bad game. Yeah.
Jason.
It's gonna be a bad game.
So we have that to look forward to. We also saw another big surprise: Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally like a hot showcase. Totally new. Really cool looking.
It looked really good.
cool
Like
looking.
I was watching it, and my jaw just dropped.
Yeah.
That portable meat cooker, though.
Oh yeah,
The
that
Boarding Cooker.
that was the
Meat
funniest
stick.
scene, and like it re-showed like at the end, and it still made me laugh. It's just
In
funny.
like the Sony highlight reel at the end, that's the end of
Yeah.
Let me
that
just go
scene.
to the beach and like cook up some
Yeah.
ham.
Some T-Rex style.
We also saw a lot of new PSVR games.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like Impatient, which is from
The Inpatient, which is from Supermassive Games.
which is Until Dawn people.
big. Before I forget it, Supermassive Games revealed 3 new games at E3 this year.
There was Impatient, Shoot 'em Ups. What was the third one?
There was a third one. Trust me, there was a third one. I can't remember what it is, but 3 new games for them, which I'm a little bit worried because it's starting to sound like they're platinum. You know, whether they got an A, B, and C team and they're just going. If it works out, it works out.
Platinum
but
makes good games.
I'm just saying.
They got the fight system down.
But yeah, Inpatient looked amazing. We
It's
also
really
saw the Final Fantasy fishing game, which like, Square Enix just kind of was. I feel like Square Enix went, let's put on some. Let's get some LSD on the table with all
Kinda
our
doggo.
executives and
They
come up
keep-
with something to release.
They keep buying it. Make more. They keep buying it.
Well,
That's what it
do
is.
whatever
Yeah.
gives you money.
We
so.
saw.
Would either of you play a fishing game though
No,
from Final
absolutely
Fantasy?
not.
No.
Nope.
We saw Call of Duty World War II.
Yep.
We saw multiplayers. Looks good. Looks real good.
I wish I could be more excited. For
Tom
it.
Hanks was on the show
he
floor
was
introducing
not.
He
it.
was not on the show.
John, he's not going to be
Fake
in World War
news.
II.
He's gonna be in the game.
You are fake news.
Yeah.
It's not
It looked real
Saving Private
good.
Ryan.
Um,
It's been 20 years. Get over it.
Before
You're
we-
wrong.
Before we get to the big
Wrong.
one, what else did we see? We saw Horizon Zero Dawn,
That looked really nice.
Dawn of Justice gameplay,
Yeah.
or new DLC,
More DLC, Destiny 2 exclusive
Destiny
PlayStation
2,
content.
Uncharted,
Uncharted.
Lost Legacy, Days Gone looks pretty good. We
Days
saw a big
Gone
one
looked
for that.
It looked. Here's the thing. Days Gone looks pretty standard if you're just coming from like a normal perspective eye.
Oh, yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, oh, it's got a game with pretty graphics, it's zombies or whatever. You know what changed everything? When he put that little sticky bomb on the side of the dam and exploded that, and all the zombies came rushing in. That game.
Adaptive gameplay.
It
That-
looked so stressful.
Oh,
The
Oh, it was
gameplay I've
tense.
seen for that game looks so stressful with all those zombies. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Looks good.
calm down.
Looks real good.
But yeah, it looks fun.
And then we got to
and
the
then
final wrap up.
in the last 5 minutes,
Alex, what
we
was the
saw-
last thing we saw?
we saw
We
something.
saw Spider-Man.
We saw
And
Spider-Man.
not only did we see Peter Parker
What did we
as
see at the end
Spider-Man,
of that?
we also saw
Who's
at the
that? He's on his cell phone. Who is
we
that
also
man?
saw in the very final scene this guy on his cell phone because you see a helicopter hanging with
And his
webs.
friend's
so
like,
you-
hey, let's get out of here. It's Spider-Man.
But he did not just say, hey.
Everyone
He
named
said,
out.
hey, Miles.
Yeah, hey, Miles. Oh,
Morales
what's
was in the trailer.
Yay.
Okay, he is not excited. But I'm excited.
I'm
Logan's
stoked.
excited.
Yeah, they were both freaking out on stream. It was pretty
When
cool.
when we first saw it on screen, I literally had a notepad. I slammed it on the table and I was like, Miles freaking Morales!
I had to hold her back. She was going to run to Los Angeles and just attack us on the stage.
Los Angeles.
I screamed. It was watch it. Just
Yeah,
watch the stream
pretty
and
crazy.
just watch my
It
freak
was
out.
it was a great 1 hour showcase.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like before that happened, the Spider-Man trailer just in general looked amazing.
Yes.
It looked absolutely fantastic.
Gameplay looks fluent.
Yeah.
How you travel around the city looks amazing.
The combat system is very similar, like the Batman Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Not Sledgehammer.
Arkham.
no, like
Yeah.
what's the studio? Whatever. It looks really similar to that.
Arcane?
It looks really similar to that. Real good.
No,
real
it's
good
not
stuff.
Arcane.
I
It's
forget what
Arkham.
it is.
But it looks like a lot. It looks a lot like the Batman Arkham games in terms
Yeah.
of combat. I saw jokes on Twitter that people were like, "Spider-Man Arkham Asylum returns thing."
Yeah.
Like, but
It looks very similar.
Really good.
I heard.
Solid showcase from them.
Yeah, and I also heard you're not allowed to kill your enemies as Spider-Man.
Rocksteady, that's what they're called.
Rocksteady. Good lord.
Yeah, you can't kill it because he took the same school that Batman took. He went to Ra's al Ghul school of no kill people.
There was a lot
No,
of
but I
digital
think
tech
that's
in the
really
trailer
cool.
too. Like we saw, he just threw down a little sticky and like
Yeah,
a little web
'cause-
came out and grabbed the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. There's new tech. The tech suit is, I believe, what it's called. It's got the white thing. Spider-Man.
No, it's probably
I
not.
don't know.
But yeah, Sony's conference overall
It was very solid.
very
Yes.
good.
What's
Short.
his face only came out for like 5 minutes.
Sean Layton
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sean Layton
was
He-
only out there for a little bit.
We got like a really cool intro music for Uncharted.
That's
which,
right. Yeah.
He did his job.
Yeah.
He did his job. Sony did their job. Overall, a lot of people were saying it was pretty lackluster because there wasn't as many surprises. Like when you take it out of context, if Shadow of the Colossus wasn't there for me, it wouldn't have been that
would've
great
been
of a
pretty lackluster.
conference. Because everything we saw was basically things we had seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, showing so much awesome is going to catch up to you.
Mm-hmm.
2015 Sony conference was ballin'. We had the Final Fantasy VII remake, and we saw some Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay, and Shenmue 3 got announced and stuff like that. So we saw some cool stuff. Last year,
for the highlights. Move 3. That's what he picks.
that was the stuff people were excited about.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, we saw God of War revealed. We saw Spider-Man revealed. We saw Days Gone revealed. Like it was
a lot of
huge-
stuff.
It was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. This year, we saw Shadow of the Colossus revealed. We saw the Final Fantasy fishing game revealed. No,
Well,
but-
and we
No
saw
bueno.
like way longer trailers than expected of those games they premiered last year, which is a good thing. For
Heavy
me.
VR support, which
Heavy
if you're a
VR
VR
support.
owner is seriously optimistic because most VR headsets are kind of tanking right now. I think PSVR is standing atop of the heap right now.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think Sony's production has caught up to them. You can only make so many games in a certain amount of time. Still, though, a solid conference. Games, trailers.
Yes.
And that's how you do it. And that's what I like the best about Sony's conference.
You were never bored. It was always.
Yeah. My
Okay.
attention was constantly on the screen
Yes.
throughout the entire hour of the show. So we will be right back to talk about Nintendo and wrap up and possibly award our Best of E3 award to one of the companies / publishers / showcases. So we'll be right back with Birds of Play.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Oh,
Welcome
God.
back to Birds of Play.
Birds
Back
of
on the
Plar.
set. I don't know
Birds
how I
of
got here.
Plar.
So we wrapped up E3
Yeah.
with the final conference on a very odd and peculiar
Don't blink,
Tuesday
you'll miss it.
morning. Nintendo's 24-minute press conference came out with all the hits.
A really good press conference.
Yes.
A really good press conference.
Was it really a press conference? Was it
No.
more of a video presentation?
It was
a video
more. It was
presentation.
more of Reggie Fils-Aimé going, "Hello there. We love the Nintendo Switch."
games,
Yeah.
competitive trailers,
But let's get into it. We started off with some, it wasn't like
some casual
super-
Xenoblade.
Yeah, some casual Xenoblade 2. No, none of us are particularly excited for it. But if you're a Xenoblade,
Very
fan,
looks pretty
anime.
good.
It looks very
Looks pretty good.
There was a lot of the Nintendo conference that was just like, this is very anime. Isn't really my thing. But if you're excited about that kind of stuff, there you go. Alex is dancing in the background.
Yeah.
She's very excited about
Xenoblade.
I like
stuff.
animes.
Anime.
We saw Legend of Zelda DLCs, what they kicked it off with.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Fire Emblem Warriors, which looks pretty great.
We we didn't see any new Mario and Rabbids
No,
Kingdom Battle.
but they talked about it. They
We got some more story
talked about
behind
its
it.
Yeah, some
grand
more
plan
story
for it.
stuff, yeah.
My big
Release
excitement
date.
for it was the Rocket League on Switch, which, granted, it's been released like Skyrim on a ton of platforms, but Rocket League on the go is something I've been wanting for quite some time. And that is a perfect couch co-op game or a perfect tabletop co-op game
Yeah.
because of the way that the Switch has its
Tabletop game.
functionality.
Hashtag ad.
Um,
Before we get to the big four though, just want to
four.
mention we saw some Pokken tournament. Was it DX?
Yes.
Stuff. We also saw a very weird announcement for a new Pokemon game that's
Yeah.
in the works. He's like, we have a new Pokemon game. You'll hear more about it in like a year.
Yeah, like there was a few moments during Nintendo's press conference where it was kind of just like, we're doing this awesome thing that
Yeah.
we're not going to tell you about.
Yeah.
and not in a way of like anticipating it, like in a way of just like, what the hell are you doing?
More of like taunting us. They're like, we're
Yeah.
working on something.
Yeah.
You wish you knew about
We
it.
also like didn't see any.
You wish you knew about it.
Maybe
We're
they'll
not
just-
gonna tell you.
Maybe they'll do the classic thing that like every company is doing now, where they won't even have like a subtitle for the game. It'll just be Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or like they did with Yoshi and,
and
Kirby.
Yeah.
This
Like,
will just be
yeah.
Pokin.
we saw a new Yoshi game, which looks like Yoshi Yarny. We saw a new Kirby game, which looks
Yoshi
like
Yarny.
which looks
Yoshi
like Kirby A
Dreamland?
Way Out.
Or Kirby Dreamland, whatever.
Yeah.
It honestly looks like a sequel to Kirby's Return to
Yeah,
Dreamland,
it looks
which
like
was on the
it's
Wii.
Kirby like multiplayer. It looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Um,
Yoshi looks really cool. We didn't see much of it though, but it looks really cool.
yeah, I mean that's stuff to look forward to. Nothing really jazzed me about that stuff. I'm sure once we get closer to the release date and they reveal more than just like
And
the
it's
basic,
all on Switch.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically the basic. Oh, it's coming. But we're seeing that Nintendo is really ramping up development, I guess, for their 2018 lineup for the Switch.
They have some good games coming.
But
Yeah.
let's get into some of the big stuff.
The two big bigs.
We saw a 4 in space, and I was like, could this be Smash 4? Because I
I
thought
said no.
maybe it's the final
it Star
destination.
Fox?
Yeah, maybe it's
I
Star
said
Fox.
no.
You didn't say anything. We just went, oh, because Metroid Prime 4 got revealed, yo.
Got
I was
released.
there. They did go, whoa.
Not really. Calm down. If it was released, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'd be playing it. Not developed by Retro Studios, the developers for Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, but the lead designer for the game is still on with the new team developing it. Very optimistic, very excited. What did you guys think?
I wish.
Metroid.
I guess I could say I wish I would have saw a little bit more, but I can understand why they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
Still looked really cool though.
Is
Looked
it
really cool?
I mean,
Dated for
What is
2018.
Nintendo's never been my most exciting company, so I wasn't too excited about the stuff that they're showing. But I mean, Metroid.
Yeah.
She was cool in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah. I really was hoping for a Super Smash Bros. 4 reveal. What we did see is a quick teaser for ARMS out today, actually, getting some decent.
Did we see that?
Yeah, the quick flash.
I don't remember that at all.
Before they got
You
to
just got hit in the face with it.
before they got to the true esports of Splatoon 2.
Oh, I remember that.
Which they
Splat.
had Splatoon 2 and ARMS and Pokken tournament competitions all throughout E3 there. So Nintendo
In a
switching to a
casino.
very esports focused thing is very unusual in my opinion.
It's the hot
but
business. So.
It's what everybody's going for. No fake shoutcasting during the trailer, which I appreciate. Thank you, Nintendo. Nobody needs that. No one wants that.
That was terrible.
Yeah. Microsoft still hasn't learned that lesson.
That was terrible.
But then we saw
Hey, the Darwin Project had it right. That was some cool shoutcasting.
that was absolutely awful.
It sounded so good.
Then we got a good big long for Super Mario's Odysseys.
A good big
A
long.
good big long.
Okay, so
I
before
love your descriptive words.
before we get into Super Mario Odyssey, I
Oh.
was super excited because I saw all the stuff at Sony's conference, and I was like, "Yo, Shadow of the Colossus got to be my E3 game of the show because it's just so unexpected." Whatever. I saw Super Mario Odyssey, and that just swept the floor with
His hat
literally
can
everything.
do
I've seen.
everything.
It's the strongest stand.
There's a meme
Head
going
to
around.
Triku.
There's a meme going around right now, or whatever, or like somebody wrote on Twitter. They were like, Microsoft comes up, it's like, we built the most powerful concert ever, and it says record scratch. Nintendo interrupts. You can become the hat, and then the hat can become a frog, and you're just a frog now. And it's just like Nintendo just comes up with like I literally think half of Nintendo just once again took the LSD, the same one that Ubisoft had, and they're like, what can we do with Mario? What if you have a hat that makes you anything? We used to ride these rocks for miles, just like the pioneers.
Yeah.
You're the rock now. You're Happy Mario.
Happy Mario game.
You can become the hat, and the hat can become a really good game.
Yeah.
I also
It's
saw
crazy.
a different thing where it was a poll. It's like, what favorite Mario enemy do you want to become in Super Mario Odyssey? And it was like, you know, like Chomp Chomp and Cheep Cheep. And it was like maybe 5, like 1-2%. And the bottom one, which was like 98%, was T-Rex. The T-Rex from the trailer. It's like, why wouldn't
I mean,
you?
Mario became a bullet. He became a chain chomp. He became a
He became a
T-Rex.
person.
He became a man.
He became we don't know if they're human persons because it's New Donk City. Check out Game Theorist.
Wait,
'cause
what was the city name?
New Donk City.
You said Dong.
I did not say
Wait, what was it called?
Come
New
in.
Donk City.
ready.
D-O-N-K.
Get
D-O-N-K. It's Donkey Kong City. I
Get
did not say
ready
dog.
for that Photoshop.
Oh, God. We don't need another one of those.
Yeah, he killed that guy.
But no, there's
Mario killed that guy.
So Mario is said to be 5'5". Like that's been confirmed by a bunch of theorists and
short
everything,
man.
Yeah.
which means that the people in New Donk
Are like 8 feet tall.
City are 10 feet tall.
right.
But this all makes sense because it's New Donk City, and you know what happens? Donkey Kong's bananas make people superhuman. And
That's
super big.
bananas.
So it all makes sense. there's science behind it, but you can become a person, which is the creepiest
And
crap
then
I've
Mario
ever seen.
You
kills
can
them
become
with the stand,
electricity,
yeah.
man. Your hat can
Yeah.
sit on electricity.
It's the strongest stand.
And then you can get a
beat it.
sombrero, and then your hat can sit on top of a sombrero and become a sombrero.
My synopsis from the Super Mario Odyssey trailer is a crazy LSD fest that I'm super excited for. Coming out earlier than I thought, October 27th.
Dude, there's like 4 games announced at this conference or at E3 coming out on October 27th, and then like 12 coming
Doesn't
out.
Wolfenstein 2
in
come
October.
out the same day?
Comes out October 27th. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
It comes out
So,
October.
The month of
I didn't think
October,
about it.
I feel like
I
is
didn't
even
think
more
about it.
packed than November, because November you have Call of Duty week, which everybody stays away from. But we also have Battlefront 2 coming out. I mean, there's a ton coming out this fall.
Yeah,
on
we got
holiday.
Super Lucky's Tale coming out in November, man.
Hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah.
I can't wait to play this JoJo Mario game.
Oh my gosh.
If you wonder what I'm talking about, go watch the E3 trailer. It sounds and looks just like a JoJo intro.
The wall, dude.
Head the chicken.
Oh god, I thought
I'm
we
gonna
were a
make that
video game
meme.
show.
I'm gonna make that meme, and you're gonna see it.
Oh man. Well, that was it for the conferences.
Yeah.
Let's
Now
talk
let's
about
talk about the post shows.
our post shows were pretty dang dank.
Pretty
So
dang
hey,
You
they were
owe me a
They
monster.
were pretty donk. They
They're pretty donk.
The Nintendo one was at least. Anyway, so
The
you can
will
check
do.
out the playlist that we
Will
have. We made them actual Birds of Play episodes because they stuck to the similar format. That's on our YouTube channel. But the post show, what was our E3 conference of
Not
E3
Bethesda.
2017? Not Bethesda.
Nintendo.
John, Nintendo?
It was 20 minutes. It had JoJo Mario. I like the new Kirby game. I like the new Yoshi game. I like the new Rabbit game. I like the new Rocket League game. I like Pokemon.
The new Rocket League.
So that's one donk vote for Nintendo. Brandon.
Ooh, Microsoft has my heart this year. Last
Microsoft
year
has
they
your
were
heart?
pretty meh, but Microsoft,
You have my heart.
they have my heart in a jar on their nightstand, and they aren't giving it back.
AVP Reloaded voted for Sony. She told us that
Yes.
before she left.
Oh, I thought you said. Wait. Alex versus Perez.
Yeah, it's just Perez Reloaded.
ATP voted for that Sony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give my nod, which I could like even us
Your
out
donk?
and vote for some random conference
We all
like,
just said it. Just go.
like EA or Ubisoft. I'm gonna give my vote to Nintendo. Believe it or not,
I
as
thought-
much as I criticize the
I
company,
thought you were gonna say the PC gaming conference.
the PC gaming conference.
Real winner of
It was so good.
Yeah.
We learned so much about
Yeah,
stuff
but
we
Nintendo.
didn't.
Nintendo.
Intel's conference though. What about that one?
Terrible.
No, but Nintendo's
Devolver
conference.
Digital's conference. How about that one?
Yeah, I saw Sony's. I'm a Sony pony. As much as I'm gonna debate
You
it,
said Sony. Pony.
I do love Sony. I love Sony's consoles. I wouldn't describe myself as a fanboy, but they're the best. They are the best maker of games on the block right now, in terms of what's been coming out recently. Nintendo has the best pipeline though, and that's why I'm giving it to Nintendo. Because
are you
what's
talking
on the
about?
horizon?
That was a Mario joke.
What's on the horizon for
Zero Dawn.
And that's not. What is coming up for Nintendo is so much more exciting to me than anything else. And what's
Are you
coming
kidding me? Cuphead, bro.
Bro, okay. If you're a video game fan, E3 2017 was a magical spectacular. I describe it as our Super Bowl,
It was
our
really good
World
this
Series, and our Stanley Cup
was
all
really
put
good.
together.
I mean,
it's amazing.
It was a solid. I wouldn't say it was amazing.
It was
but
a 7.2 out of 10 this year. That's what I'd give it.
Overall?
Yeah, for E3 2017. So our conference of the show by 2 to 1 to 1 vote would be Nintendo. What was our personal games of the show here? Because I'm gonna assume Alex, I'm gonna get a nod from her. Spider-Man, right? Yeah, she got that Spider-Man vote going. John, what was your game of the show?
List. Jeez, man.
I feel like I should just mention that it's gonna be Wolfenstein 2 for you, John.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, Wolfenstein 2. Yeah.
Brandon,
Wait,
Anthem or Cuphead, Brandon?
Runner up is Mario though. Runner up is Mario.
Runner-up is Mario, and you don't even own a Switch.
And those come out the same day.
Oh boy, what are we gonna do?
You can't do this to me.
Brandon,
I
do you, want,
wasn't prepared.
do you want me to say mine before we go on?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
will do.
So Super Mario Odyssey would be a runner-up. Believe it or not, Rocket League on Switch would also be a runner-up behind that. But
Okay, fair.
I have to give it to Shadow of the Colossus. Because
That's a rare play.
caught me in the feels. Granted, it's a remaster remake, and I get it. We've seen it before. It's not truly new. It surprised me, and it's got me excited more than anything else that's there. Beyond Good and Evil 2, also honorable mention.
Ooh.
Brandon, it's your time to shine.
Oh no.
Give us a few. Give us a few.
We got Cuphead. We got Metro. We got. You guys said the other ones. Cuphead and
We got
Metro.
Anthem. We got all that stuff.
I mean,
So-
I don't know enough about Anthem to really get too excited. I mean, there's Fallout 4 power armor and flying.
Yeah.
So. And monsters and a big wall. It looked like the Great Wall movie with Matt Damon.
One thing we can confirm, it's going to be a great year for gaming for
gonna be a good
2017.
year.
2018, looking very
It's gonna be a
optimistic.
good year.
It's
Yes.
gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on E3 2017 before we finally lay our E3 2017 coverage to rest here on Birds of Play?
I started watching a new anime called Assassination
All right,
Classroom.
all right.
It's pretty good.
Cut the mic. Brandon, any last thoughts?
I like games.
I
like
would give this
I like
conference
games.
like an
I
8.
like games.
8 out of 10, the
I
whole
like
thing.
games.
It was a really good year. It was a really good year.
I'd give it a 7. Maybe like a 6.8. It wasn't amazing for me because Bethesda disappointed. Microsoft had a lot of stuff we already knew.
Yeah.
Not too excited about Nintendo. Sony makes me sad because I don't have a PS4 at the moment.
I would like to say this year was a good year, not a great year for E3. Last year was truly great, I think. This year, good. Definitely not bad by any means necessary.
Gets a passing grade from me.
Yeah. Hey, a good grade is still a B minus. That is still passing.
C's get
folks.
degrees. C's get degrees.
You had a camera, boy. We signing off.
I'm gonna go to the pool after this. That's why I'm wearing swim trunks.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just going to cut it here. I've been Logan Anstead.
Johnston Tyler McCrum.
Brendan Diaz.
She's been ATP in the back, helping us out with the tech thing while Brandon's on. This has been Birds of Play, episode 39? 39? Maybe
Sure.
40? I think it's 39. We will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend, day, show, afternoon, whenever you're watching.
Head
We'll see
to
you later.
Trigu!
The Waldo. All right, cut this off.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's not racist because they say it in the show like that.
All right. Well, we got to do something crazy. We haven't done an after credits scene in a while.
Go eat your papa now.
Ow, ow.